Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Now today is the 10th of August 2020. Now we did receive this morning with numbers of different news published by the immigration, and so I wanted to update all this to all the viewers today. Now it's predominantly focusing on the student visa, travelers, and the temporary visa holders. That includes all the temporary working visa holders anyway. So let's there are numbers of them, actually a lot, so I'll quickly jump into the actual web page to actually show everybody. So these are the actual migration alliances update, which is the migration agents alliance body. They periodically update information and news to us. So today, as you can see, there's Australian immigration news. Where's the date? The date is somewhere down here. It was published on Sunday, the 9th of August. So today is the 10th, so it's not far away. Anyway, there's an update of the COVID-19 arrangement for TSS 482 visa holders. So they are goods and bads. Let's have a look what's inside of the content. So first of all, it says that they announced earlier that student business sponsors be able to reduce working hours due to the COVID-19 pandemic under the condition of A107 or A607. So if you no longer can actually employ your nominee to go for full time, they will. That's fine as long as they're still there. However, if they have been laid off or currently unemployed, they will require to find another employer within 60 days, or they will require to make arrangement to leave Australia. That's actually very cruel. Anyway, obviously we would like to help, but if that's what the government wants, then that's what the government wants. So we're here just to announce the information here. Now, in regards to the subclass 489 Australian government endorsed events for the pandemic COVID-19 visa, there are some updates. Basically, they are looking to expand through healthcare, aged care, disability, childcare, agriculture, and food processing. So down here, it basically says that if you run out of any options, provided you can have evidence showing that you cannot even travel, there's no airline, you're out of money, they'll be able to help you to actually extend a visa if you're running out of any of those options. We'll have more detail at the back. There's some detail coming up later in the slide. So now this one is critical skill travel exemption updates. Sorry. Now these are all the Australian endorsed specialists. So they are either diplomatic persons, highly skilled in medical services, or they are to enter into Australia to build upon certain projects. As I can see, these kind of projects are all government related or government approved large projects. So film, television, large scale manufacturing, financial sectors, engineering, mining, supply chain, telecommunication. So these ones are able to come into Australia. Okay. Other than that, no, they still cannot let you to come in. So this one, okay, now this is bad. This is for the people in Melbourne or in Victoria. So basically, due to the current situation in Victoria, as you can see today, they have announced the deadliest day since the pandemic. There's 19 deaths since, and it's actually announced today. So what they decided is all the medical centers for your health check or medical check will be closed for further notice. So you can, even if you lodge a visa, you're required to go to medical check, and that's your final step to get your visa grant. I'm sorry, it's all stopped, and as long as you are in Victoria, you cannot be even getting out of Victoria anyhow. So that's bad, and all you can do is wait until the for further notice, until the situation being cooling off and cooling down. Okay, now this one, temporary visa holder returning home. So there's no restriction, as you can see previously on the first news, saying that if you out of job for 482 or TSS visa holders, you're required to travel back home. So here we go. They even give you a glimpse of what airlines actually operating at the moment. So there's Air New Zealand, China Southern Airline, Emirates, Malaysia Airline, Qatar Airways, United, Xiamen Airline, Asiana Airline, Eva Air, Singapore Airlines. So if your home country is not within these airlines reaches, obviously then you'll be able to access to a 480A visa, but you are free to go as long as you can check your home country's restriction on the COVID-19 criteria or whatever that's required for you to actually go through. Now, for Australian citizens and Australian permanent residents, they basically telling you not to travel at all. They wanted to protect you unless there are certain events happening that basically that's all compassionate, humanitarian, national interest, or some sort of stuff that require for medical treatments and urgent treatment, then you can go. If not, you will not be able to travel at all. Now, next news. 5 welcome changes to assist students during COVID-19. So we probably have gone through this, and a lot of people already know about this. So basically, if you are a victim of this pandemic events and you cannot complete your studies in unis, and you're required to extend your student visa, then that student visa fee will be waived for free. And during the time you are unable to return back to the campus and you're required to go on online courses under your student visa, and that will still be counted as the for Australian study requirements. So you can further, once you complete the courses, you can still lodge your 485 visa. And there's other stuff that the government will recommend granting these. So basically they're telling you that the past few months they haven't done anything at all. That's why a lot of people has been questioning what is happening. There's a delay. There's delay on 491, delay on 490, delay on 189, delay on everything. Now they're basically telling you that, all right, we're back to work and we'll start from student visa first. So that's what they're trying to say now. Okay, now basically there's still exemption to travel. So if you're overseas, obviously you cannot enter into Australia yet, although they were planning to have the international students travel back, and they have tested with the I think it was Adelaide and Canberra, and then since the outbreak in Victoria again, they haven't seen any of these open anymore. So basically saying, look, you can study outside, you can study online outside of Australia during the period of time, and my feeling is that these travel restrictions will be waived or lifted in 2021. Unfortunately, I don't think 2020 there is any possibility until later of the year we have a vaccine, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, the next, now this one doesn't really apply to many people, but I'll still talk about it. It's an updated work arrangement of temporary visa holders. So they are people who can in agriculture field, seasonal worker, Pacific labor scheme workers, currently working under exemptions. You can work. Basically, they're trying to say is that you can still work there. You can even work over the required limit if you require. For example, working holiday makers in the critical sectors, you can be exempt from 6 months of limitations. So traditionally, working holiday makers, they can only work for employed for 6 months. Now, due to this pandemic era, you can work there for 12 months if you want, as long as you're still there and the work is still there. Now, aged care, even if you're international student visa holders, if you work in the aged care sectors, you'll not be bound to that 40 hours per fortnight. They want people to help out so they can work more than 40 hours per fortnight. Cruise ship, no for cruise ship. So basically they're telling you they're not looking for cruise ship at the moment. So the ship can only have a capacity of 100 or more. They I don't think they will continue application these restrictions. Yeah, so they ban cruise ship for carrying for more than 100 people. So basically that all limited to the ferries and travel between the rivers, and you can't go on a cruise ship anymore. Okay, and the next one. What's this? Further ease of travel exemptions. School students are now included. Now, Australia continues to navigate through COVID-19 crisis. Travel restrictions are being reviewed, continuous basis. On the 1st of August, the following criteria applies to travel exemption, including additional exemption of individuals such as school students. So, if you are an Australian citizen or permanent residents who seek to come back to Australia to study in the school sector, that's basically what I'm trying to say, that you can come back. Okay, you don't have to be, but obviously it doesn't show you that there's a quarantine requirement at the moment for 14 days. I noticed that the New South Wales, obviously no one was actually going to Victoria now. New South Wales and Queensland will require for your out-of-pocket payment for the quarantine 14 days. I believe it will be about around 3,000 to 7,000, depends on how many people in your family is actually traveling together. So it's expensive. I doubt that the school students will do that unless they are in certain age where they're required to go into uni or stuff like that. But I won't be doing that anyhow. Now this is repeat basically saying that the Australian endorsed people or Australian invitee can still travel into Australia. So that including all the forces agreement, arms, blah blah blah, soldiers. You can see how Australian and USA is doing a lot of military works or greed activities. So these people are can able to enter in Australia. Now, finally, this is about the full-time work ENS. That's the subclass 189 visa. As you know, ENS is requires the applicant to demonstrate they have 3 years of full-time work experiences. So these were actually including research, masters, and PhDs work and other experiences that during your study. But again, it requires to be skill assessed positive. So all the work experience has to be after your skill assessed positive date. So that's what it is. So, and it doesn't include the medical practitioners' experiences, obviously, because for medical practitioners, they are certain require work experiences for its all standardizations of their registration requirements. And an internship or professional year cannot be counted as well. Experience getting study with formal arrangement. Again, outside of credit course, registered study must be taken at skill level. So they'll still, basically, it's still, I don't know why they put this as updates. I think this is pretty standard. I haven't seen any, so they basically say there are ambiguities of full-time work. From my practice, I will always recommend that the work experiences has to be post, meaning after the skill assessing positive date, and that makes it 100% sure. Otherwise, I don't like to take cases to go into a gray area where they coming back and say, look, that year you're only assessed as working for 11 months. It doesn't count for a year. Anyhow, that's for our update today. And should you have further inquiries, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below. And finally, should you consider to subscribe to our channel, so once we have more videos and insights of the Australian visas, you shall be the first one getting all these notifications. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.